Oh, God. You know, a lot of people have been fired from Twitter.
Oh
This
no.
is just more Twitter fallout here. They
Wow.
wanted a baby, then Twitter fired them. From IVF treatments to parental leave, Twitter staff laid off without notice and had their lives upended. So, as we all know, what, 80% of Twitter was fired? Like some
It went without a
Yeah,
hitch.
something
lots of people.
insane. A
Jane,
lot of
not her
people.
real name, has wanted a baby for years. The Twitter employee, whose identity has been protected because she is unable to speak to the press under the terms of her contract, which means she's getting a severance, has blocked fallopian tube. I'm not young, Jane says, so basically my chances of conceiving naturally were quite low. But with this, my chance of conceiving naturally is almost zero. So the only option I have is IVF, but now it's unlikely that Jane will be able to receive IVF treatment, with the prospect of treatments perhaps just weeks away. She was fired on November 4th alongside 3,500 others in the wake of Elon Musk's takeover. Jane's plight and those of colleagues around the world highlights an issue that Musk's rapid firing of Twitter staff has caused. People are now left without benefits that were vital to their health and their future. Guess what?
That's
The
life.
rest of the world.
Think
Oh
about
my
everyone who
God.
lost their jobs because they wouldn't get
Yay!
vaccinated.
No,
Like
yes.
me.
You
Like
had
literally, I've
it.
been running around all year without health insurance. So don't
Yeah.
fucking pity
Yeah.
party. Oh, I
Uh-uh.
can't have this fancy.
But Twitter doesn't
treatment.
need 800 million people to work for them to run, and it's running on. It's
literally
running
have been
better
paying
than
full
ever.
price.
With that many less.
Doctor's
Yeah.
appointments all year. Like, sorry, people get fired and lose their benefits.
Yep.
That's called
Yeah.
life. And
Yep.
we're getting severance, so use your fucking severance towards your IVFs.
Yep.
Twitter staff were able to access benefits through a provider called Carrot. It was meant to be a path to parenthood, says Jane. The idea that Twitter employees could access around 24 grand a year this year and next to help with those who were. These are like top tier.
Who
Most
gives
companies
a
are not
fuck?
offering shit like this. These people were so spoiled.
You're
Why does
so
Elon
lucky.
Musk hate babies?
Oh my God, he hates my baby. Elon Musk let me turn 45 without getting pregnant. This is all his fault. Struggling to conceive, get treatments, and help them have kids. Twitter offered the staff the opportunity to access various fertility treatments, blah, blah, blah. The policy, Jane understands, was introduced this year because of one of the Twitter senior management was going through something similar. A lot of people made use of it, but now some people are stuck in the middle of treatment. Jean started the process of IVF under the Carrot benefit scheme as she was entitled to as a Twitter employee, but the process takes time. A battery of tests investigate the reason why someone can't conceive naturally. Blah, blah, blah. It's a whole thing.
Plus, no free
she's-
lunch anymore.
Jane, alongside others, are now trapped partway through the treatment cycle. When their employment stops, their health coverage stops. Yeah, this is called life. I have had 15 different jobs. Most of them have fired me. So this is called life. IVF treatment is not cheap. Well, then fucking like anything else that's important to you, don't buy as much Starbucks because you're saving up for IVF. Don't go to TJ Maxx every day after work because you're saving up for IVF. It's like, it's called life. We all choose the things that are important to us.
She was
When
working
Jane
at Twitter. She was not going to TJ Maxx. Don't worry.
All right. When
You know,
Jane was
she
I was talking
probably
about
lives in
myself.
California and can get like
Yes.
Uber benefits.
Yes. When Jane was fired from Twitter as part of the mass layoffs, she got in touch with a consultant she had previously seen under the Carrot deal. Continuing treatment would cost her $6 grand. That isn't someone everyone has in the back of their pocket.
Money.
Honestly, if you really want to have a kid, you find that $6 grand. You
You
do
will.
GoFundMe.
Right.
You start a OnlyFans. You do what you need to do. It's called being scrappy.
And then
Trying
once
to
you have
say
the
if she can't
child afford to pay for this, then how does she expect to pay
Exactly.
for a child?
Yeah.
Exactly. They're not cheap. Kids are so expensive.
You know what? She should escort to pay for it, and then while she's working on it, she might have a happy accident and get pregnant.
See? That's called being resourceful, Cecil.
Oh my
A
God.
group of now ex-Twitter staff are in the same situation. Some have managed to use their benefits to pay for a cycle of treatment. However, IVF requires 2 or 3 cycles. Others are told they should cease their treatment because they can't get an appointment before the contract ends. It's a heartbreaking thing, to be honest, says Jane, to be that close to having a child, then being told it's gone. Yeah, it's like you just got fired. Go out and have a bunch of random sex. That sounds like a
Yeah.
pretty easy
But
way to
she
get
also
pregnant.
wasn't close to having a child. It was
Oh.
the opportunity
She's
to
just
have a child. She
bitching.
never had a child in the first
She's
place.
just pissed about losing her benefits, her sweet, sweet benefits.
Mhm.
I love them crying about missing their lunches. And he said they were spending $23 million a year on lunch. And some
Mhm.
days there were more people in the kitchen staff than actually ate.
Oh no!
Wow.
They
My
threw
favorite-
out more food.
Oh
I have
wow!
no pity. No
My
pity.
favorite story was the account of people that were like, we tried to go out for farewell drinks, but our corporate cards were turned down because Elon took them off. I was like, wait, y'all were accustomed to just paying for your benders on Twitter's dime. And you're like, oh my
Yeah,
God,
Jane.
That's not how
cards were
life
shut off.
works.
I used to get
Oh,
paid to drink. I used to get paid to drink for a couple years for entertaining people,
Fucking
but
nerve.
it's the greatest thing.
So you were an escort.
No. Just would fucking take out clients and customers and stuff and Wall Street people, and
I'm gonna bring this article back up because
it's the greatest thing in the world to get paid to go out and drink and eat. It's fucking. It does hurt when
I'm
that
gonna
goes
bring this
away.
up again because here we go. Here's the clincher for me. Jane isn't that bothered about the idea of losing her job. It's happened to her before. At the end of the day, you get severance.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't get severance, like when
Yep.
they're fired for not taking the vaccine.
Mhm.
You'll find another job. Use your fucking severance for your IVF, you moron.
Mhm.
Losing vital health benefits is something not vital. It's like you don't have to have a kid. That's not like you're about to die. It's like it's something you really want.
Right.
well, and if you're making good money, you should have probably saved it up
Yeah.
for a rainy day like this.
Yeah.
Plus, for $6,000, you could buy a retarded kid easily.
Yeah. Get one on sale. Get one of those
Easy,
sales
and
kids.
you'll get money from the government.
I just
That's
have
already
no
a second
sympathy
job right there.
for these people who have a sweet ass gig, take it for granted, probably didn't work very hard, lose it, and then act
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I lost a job, which means I lose the benefits. I'm like, you guys sound like
she
you
lost
haven't
a
been fired
sweet
before.
job.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: if you don't like the retarded kid you got, then just have him model for Balenciaga.
Oh my
God. I was gonna
Cecil.
say maybe have a dog instead. And start there.
Dan Halen, Michael Trangelo. Michael Trangelo. Very funny. Meta Step. JP retweet Jake Shields thread on ball. What? Okay.
Huh.
All right. Cryptic. Thank you. I just have no sympathy for people who complain about getting fired. It's like, welcome to my
It's
world.
like,
You really
and first of
don't.
all, they're complaining about $6,000. It's like that you were getting
Yeah.
overpaid.
You can
You had a
find
job that
You
was
really
you had a
wanted
job
to
that
have a
was
kid.
meaningless, literally meaningless. Like 80% of the staff got
Mhm.
fired, and the fucking thing went off without a hitch. You were meaningless.
Yes.
You had a
Everything's
meaningless
working
job.
just fine.
And if you guys watch It's a Gundam, he does all like
Oh yeah.
he follows
Oh,
the-
adult daycare.
Okay, look
I
at
love
this.
those
What do you guys think
videos.
about this? This is from Marshall Sumner. Pro tip for people: take how much you make after taxes for the year, cut that in half. That is your yearly budget. And if you lose your job, you have something to get on by your next job.
Are you a financial accountant?
Yeah.
Well,
Let's see some credentials, Marshall.
I feel like I'm talking to my advisor right now.
I feel like I spent a lot this year on like equipment,
Right.
Oh, me
If they-
too.
but I've
It
been
should
buying
be-
less like dumb bitch stuff. Like, going
if
to
you really
TJ
want to
Maxx.
do a dumb financial planning, it should be a third for living expenses, a third for entertainment and fun, and a third for savings. That's the
Oh.
simple way to live life.
I do the half on savings.
Good.
wow.
I
That's good.
save almost all I make. I don't.